Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to play the Vickers Light to the best of its abilities. I'm also going to be giving my thoughts and a review on it. I personally think it is a great little tank. It's seen a lot of changes throughout the years, but before we jump into 3 live games, I'm going to quickly go through the stats. So if we quickly take a look, if we go over hit points, 1820, not bad, that's average for your light tanks. On the armor side, it's a light tank, it's not going to have great armor. You will get the occasional troll bounce, especially on the front plate, because when you work on a ridgeline with that, you can get some occasional bounces, but I wouldn't rely on it because, like I said, it is a light tank. You don't really want to rely on your armor. I would say use the terrain for that. Concealment, pretty standard as well. DPM on this Vickers Light, it is very good. 3.4 thousand, that's like tier 10 medium DPM. It's more than the Batchat, the Sheridan. I think it's the highest DPM light tank. It's got a nice short reload of 5.2, so that's really nice for perma tracking. On the penetration, we have 240 millimeters for the AP, which it's decent, but you will struggle to pen the super heavies and maybe some of the heavier mediums like the 50, or you will definitely struggle to pen things like the T62 when hauled down. This tank does have hash, so that's very nice. That can put your alpha up to 350. The pen on that isn't awful. Aiming time is nice and short, 2.4. That's really good for snapping shots. So you're exposing your tank for less time, so that's always good. Dispersion 0.3, not too bad. I do find that at medium to long range, the gun is quite annoying, and you will miss quite a few shots. I miss quite a few like easy shots as well, like some shots that should hit and they just don't. So I don't know what's up with that, but overall its accuracy it's decent. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. 20 degrees of gun depression, that is always nice, especially for working in ridge lines, because you do want to show as little as your tank as you possibly can. Make yourself a very small target. Nice speed of 68 forward and 23 in reverse. That's really good for getting in and out of situations. If you were over aggress and you need to pull out, you can. 23 is a nice speed. Got a really nice power to weight ratio of 33.1, so it does feel very mobile on the battlefield. You can move around the map pretty quickly. The rest, pretty standard. The turn rate of the turret and hull is pretty quick. It is a light tank. And let's quickly look at the equipment. This is what I run for the equipment. I run the gun rammer because I personally think it's better to maximize that DPM, because in the grand scheme of things, 20 millimeters of extra pen, it helps, but I would rather maximize that already amazing DPM for a light tank. If you want extra penetration on the hash, an extra 14, you can put it on as well. But me personally, I just go with the gun rammer, and the rest is pretty much it's whatever it's personal preference really. Whatever you fancy, you can run it on. Like I said, with the accuracy, it's decent. If you want to make it better, you can run a refined gun. I personally don't find it makes much difference, so I just run vertical stabilizer to reduce the aim time as much as I can, because you don't really want to be sitting in front of any tank really getting shot at, because you're a light tank, you don't have armor, and you haven't really got much hit points. And one thing I will say before we jump into battle is you don't want you want to rush in, but not rush in. I mean, you want to get into a spotting position as quickly as you can to spot up the majority of the enemy team in this tank, and then as soon as you've spotted up the team, I normally pull back a little bit and see the play, see where the enemy team is moving. I will keep them spotted up. So if I make my way over to the medium flank of the map, they have a Caro. See, that's a I'm the only light or medium, I guess, on my team, so I really don't want to come face to face with him because he is a very dangerous tank. I believe that gun has 380 alpha, so I don't really want to get caught by his clip. So as soon as I spot him, I think I'm going to be quite passive for now. There's the Conway. I'll get a shot on him. Should do in a second. There we go. Minotauro. I have no support on this flank of the map. Apart from that, he's not covering me. This isn't really a fight I want to take. I'm not going to give up, because then we will get flanked by two very nasty tank destroyers, which, you know, isn't really what you want. So I'm just going to hang around, try to keep him spotted up. Caro's over there. Okay, there's the Minotauro. He's moving over. There's the Conway as well. Didn't really hit that one. Way off. Anyway, we need to try and clear this Conway as quickly as we can, because these guys are going to be a problem. We've already lost the AMX. See, I don't really like this gun because they reduce the alpha on it, and you know what, we're going to do a very silly play here, but it's fine because we got the DPM. Pop the adrenaline. Okay, we're going to try track. We might take a shot of him. Track him. We're just going to sit behind him and give him the old circle of death. Now, I will try and track him again, because I don't really want it. See, it just hasn't got the power to really track. Just track crit, that's it. That's the best you can get. So it's not really that pleasant. 419, nice high roll. But it is nice having a very mobile tank. Hit the reverse, and we unfortunately didn't pen that one. We probably will take a shot off him. Drop him. There we go. Now if we just make a run for it, and okay, how's the team doing? Could be worse. Let's see if we can get a shot on the I-7. There we are. Got the Kampfpanzer. I think this is going to be a nice easy win for us. We're sitting on 3,500 damage, nothing crazy, but it's you know, we did our job. We spotted up as many tanks as we could. We weren't too aggressive. We dealt with two of the. Oh, that is just unfortunate. I'm going to take a. Oh, thank you, Kranwagen. So unfortunately, yeah. Well, I did deal with two tank destroyers. I mean. So, you know, I kept those guys off my teammates' arse, really. So, yeah, could have been worse, I will say. I got the jump kill. Oh, not quite. Right, 3,500 damage, not too shabby. Alright, we'll jump into the next game and we'll see who we're up against. But yeah, with this tank, you just want to play it quite passively. You're in a light tank, you really don't want to be aggressive. You know, because it's easy to get punished. You want to save those hit points as long as you can, because you will need them at the end of the game. And if you waste them all at the beginning of the battle, then that means you're quite restricted in what you can do for the rest of the game. Because if you're a one-shot to half the tanks on the enemy team, you know, you can't really push aggressively on certain flanks, because they could, you know, you could get just wiped with one shot. So you do want to try and preserve your hit points for as long as you can, ideally. It just makes it easier in the long run. So here we are. Also, you want to isolate tanks. Once you've spotted everyone, try and keep everyone spotted. And what I normally do is, like, I didn't really want to take that fight head on with them tank destroyers, so I pulled back into a safer position and waited for them. So ideally you want to, if you see any tanks isolated, like slow tank destroyers or heavy tanks, you can go pick on them for a bit. T62, yeah, I feel like we're going to get quite a bit of company this way, so I'm not going to be too aggressive, because if I just charge over and over-aggress, then I'm not really going to be able to get out of that situation. So I'm just going to sit here and wait, and if they come this way, at least we can still turn around and, you know, fall back. And we've got the KPZ here as well. Oh, there we are, T62. Get shot into him. As they're all the way in town, and they've only spotted 160 TP, it does make me think that, yeah, they're all going to be here. Don't really want to take a shot off the Caro. So, I'm just going to rotate out of here, because this isn't really a fight I want to take. 183 tried to shoot me, but he missed, thankfully. Yeah, we're outclassed that side of the map. It's just not worth getting involved. I mean, Leo didn't come that side either, so tracking. God, this tank has got a funny gun. Accuracy is working for us there. He didn't spot, that KPZ didn't rotate out when he should have. Can we hush him? No, not quite. Ouch, that's gonna hurt. Has he got on this? Oh fuck, he's got a shot in the clip. Okay, we should be able to quickly pick up the clear on T57. He's already gone. I'm gonna rotate out before. Never mind. Fortunately, we didn't do too well that game. But it does look like, from our team, we probably will pick the win on this one, which, you know, can't complain. I guess my mistake was sitting there for too long, because obviously the enemy T62, Kara, RHM, they were already pushing back into our spawn and behind me, and I guess I sat there for a bit too long, focusing on, because I didn't want to get shot by the T57, which I got shot by him anyway, so I might as well have just took them shots and crossed down over the ridge back towards my team. So I probably should have done that. But yeah, hopefully the team will be able to clear these last few, and we'll do another game. That 183 is not in a great position. How do you bounce the side of a Rheinmetall? That makes no sense. Honestly, German tanks. To be fair, the armour on the Vickers Light is actually quite good, because you won't bounce many shots, but when you do, you'll bounce some crazy shots. Like, I did a battle earlier, and I bounced a 183 shell off my arse while I was running away from him, so, I mean, the armour is quite troll, but like I said, you definitely don't want to rely on it. So, overall, this tank, what has it got going for it? It's fast, it's got good gun depression, it's very mobile, it's got great DPM for a light tank. The only issue is with having a lower DPM but shorter reload is you have to poke more to do more shots. You know, whereas the Sheridan, you've got to poke like once every 15 seconds, whereas this, you know, you're poking like 3 or 4 times. It's you do expose yourself a bit more, but that's why if you can be a bit more passive, and then when it's time to be a bit more aggressive later game, you can then push in and start clearing off tanks. Right, so they have platoon of Sheridans, and they have a 5/7 Crown Dragon MEO. Okay, I think their heavies will push into town. I guarantee the Sheldons will come this way. So they're all going town. Confan's is not going to support me. I don't want to completely ditch this flank because, you know, I don't really want two Sheridans rolling in to our spawn straight at the start of the game. So I'm going to pull into here and just see if I can spot them up. That's if they come this way, of course. So I'm just going to back up. Maybe wait till he pokes. There's a 183, don't really want to get involved with him. There's the other Sheridan. I wonder where the other one's gone, maybe? Oh, that's not nice. Just stuck on the rock. Okay, the grill's coming to help me, so I'm gonna... on the AMX-50B, I'm gonna see if I can help them clear this Sheridan as soon as we can. Because they are probably the most dangerous tank. That's a Foch. They are probably the most dangerous tanks on the enemy team. See, the mobility of this tank is just great. I'm getting stuck there. They need to do something about that base, and that 183 is a worry, so I need to keep an eye on him. Okay, we'll push him out of his spot. Okay, unfortunately didn't hit that shell. Okay, they're sorting the base, that's fine. Did not mean to misfire. Okay, nice shot on the Sheridan. Both of those Sheridans are rotating out, so I think... I can't get another shot into him. I think I'm going to rush the Foch, which could end badly, but, you know, can't track him because, you know, this gun is kind of weak. But here we'll see the DPM with the hash. Once you get to the back of the tank and stuff like that, it is quite nice. It does a great job. And haven't even taken a hit so far, so you know, that's always great. And now we just have one Sheridan over here, so I think we'll just rush him. 292. I mean, it is the low rolls as this with this tank. It's awful for a tier 10. Get the ram, not quite. Can we hash his turret? Anyway, another good win. Nice easy battle. 2.4k damage. It's nothing insane. I mean, with this tank, I've stopped when I play light tanks, especially the Vickers Light. I have stopped worrying about going for damage and focus on more supporting the team. Like I personally think it's more effective for the battle and the teammates if I do my job, make sure I keep the enemies spotted up, you know, and do my role as a light tank. I think that's more important than solely focusing on just dealing damage. You know, if you want to play your light tank properly, then that's personally how I do it. I honestly have stopped worrying about dealing as much damage as I can. Obviously, it's always nice to, and definitely pick up them kills, you know. But yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. Overall, I do have a little bit of bias towards this tank. It has been my favourite tank. You know, I've got almost 2,000 battles in it. It's my most played tank. It was my first ever tier 10 in the game, and it's just always been my favourite. It's not the best tank in the game. It's not, but I absolutely love it. It is. I think it's the most fun tank to play. You know, it's got quite a lot going for it. So, for my conclusion for this little British tank, I would say what's good for it. It's got great DPM. It's got great gun depression, so it's very good for working them ridge lines. So you haven't just got to like stick to towns. You can take the medium flanks as well, which is, you know, very nice. Unlike the LT100, that's got like no gun depression because it's basically a pancake. because the turret's quite flat and it's got no gun depression, and that struggles a lot on hilly terrain. So this has got very good gun depression, so that's always good. It's very fast, but it's also very mobile. Like, it gets up to speed very quickly, it takes corners quickly, whereas, like, for example, the Rheinmetall, it's very fast, but sometimes it can feel quite sluggish, also kind of like the other light tanks in that line. I think they're, apart from the RU, the RU, whatever you want to call it, that's really fast, but, you know, some of them feel quite sluggish, whereas this doesn't. It gets up to speed fast. It, you know, stays at its top speed quite comfortably. So speed is definitely in its favour. Same with the mobility. What else has it got good? The Hesh is also very nice. That's, you know, when you can get behind a tank, like when I was circling the Foch, that's or the Minotauro, that, you know, Hesh, the penetration on that is better than I remember, because you can still comfortably, you know, pen the front of light tanks, the sides of mediums, obviously the rear, and even the sides of like an E100 turret. I'm pretty sure it can cut through that as well. So yeah, it's got pretty good pen. So if you can get behind the enemies, like when I circled the Foch, or even the tank destroyers, it definitely does massively increase your DPM. The short rate of fire is also very nice. So yeah, that's pretty much the best qualities I would say going for it. Also, it's very small as well. It's can be quite a hard tank to shoot at, because, you know, it's a very small target. You know, it's not like a size of an E50. You know, that's like, I know it's a medium tank, but that's like the size of a heavy tank. You know, this is quite small, it's quite low profile. You know, so that always helps. The bad bits, its accuracy is a hit and a miss. I mean, I absolutely love the tank, but I will say its accuracy it's meh. It's not great, it's not bad. You know, you have to be quite lucky to hit some shots. The other bad bits, apart from the tracking as well, you know, when I was shooting that Minotaur, I shot him in the tracks 3 or 4 times, and it just, you know, didn't have the power to take his tracks off. So yeah, not great. Because obviously you've got that short reload, you want to be able to track tanks, and it is quite difficult with heavier tanks, you know, so that's not great, but at least you can still perma-track, you know, your lights and mediums and stuff. Overall, I would say it's pretty much got most good things going for it. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Let me know in the comments if you guys like the Vickers, if you don't like it, you know, what you think is good, bad. You know, if I've missed anything out, you know, definitely drop a comment. Also, if there's any other tanks you'd like to see me, you know, review, get my thoughts on, you know, maybe share a bit of, you know, just common thoughts, you know, what we think about the tank. So yeah, just drop a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll be back with another video soon.